Good morning and face front, true believers. Welcome to issue 131 of the Pitch Nerds. We are the weekly show where a couple nerds assemble to bring you the latest in nerdy news, reviews, and occasionally pitch things. I am Cap, and joining me today is always best friend, fellow nerd, and youth pastor, Mr. Frosty. Mr. Frosty, how are you doing today?
What's up? Not much.
Oh, are you slinging the fiery words of the good Lord?
Is this because I've started wearing a hat backwards? This is like, I'll take it off if you want. I mean, I didn't think you'd care.
Didn't say nothing.
I have to wear a hat because I have a disease, and so if I step outside, I can't get the old dome burned. So I turn it around like this when I'm walking out, and then I turn it back
Is that the
around.
Walking Dead hat that you won?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyways, my goodness, what do we have going on
He's
today?
never seen me in a hat before. I'm like, so it's just like, what the fuck? My doctors told me to wear one. Okay, I'm trying to get used to it.
But you know what?
God.
But you know what? At least you had a hat available. See how the universe
I
works.
I have to wear like a big brimmed one, like when I like actually like if I'm not just going to and from the car, I have to like get one that's a full wraparound.
Like Raiden?
Huh?
Like Raiden?
Well, not like that. I googled men's sun hat and then I bought one.
Wear a
It
bucket
doesn't
hat.
look very good, but like I mean, it's better
Embrace the bucket hat lifestyle, my friend. You need to find yourself a bucket hat. Every man has a bucket hat.
Posted you pictures of it. I'm a little hurt that you didn't. You don't know what I'm talking about. This is right when I got home from the hospital. I'm like, I have to wear this stupid hat now.
No,
I'll let you out. Hang on one second.
all right.
Go ahead and wrap
And also with us today, as always, is Evil the Cat. Anyways, so what do we have going on today? We are going to be finally pitching some pitches. We are going to be Aliens today. Yes, Alien, the Alien franchise. I have a cool idea for mine. There he is. We'll be talking the finale of X-Men 97. Holy crap. Also, we had the trailers for Ultraman and Dune Prophecy drop. Can't wait to talk about that. And many, many, many more. And standing by is Mr. Frosty, about ready to do our sound check.
Yeah.
Say something insightful.
Stop talking. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain.
Yes.
There's a delay, everybody. That's why it takes a minute.
Who wants to ASMR some coffee sounds with Cap?
It's fine. It's as good as we'll get.
Oh, goody. Anyways, shall we jump into some nerdy news, some rants, some rambles, some meandering nonsense?
It happens, dude.
No, I love it. I love it. I'm not complaining. None of what I've said thus far has been a complaint or criticism or an attack.
I feel triggered.
Actually,
Anyway.
I posted this in our group chat, but I got the name wrong. It wasn't Colin Ferguson. We saw Craig Ferguson.
Hang on. Just a quick shout out. Thank you, Writers Realm. And thank you, the Vogue writers, if you're watching, for liking our post.
Nice.
Welcome to the show.
Yes. But anyway, so went to go see Craig Ferguson at the Improv, and he was fun. He was funny. He had some good moments, but it was cool. So he came out rocking a bagpipe, and he was doing rock music with a bagpipe, and it reminded me of my D&D character that I came up with. It was just, holy shit, it's the stick guy. It's phenomenal.
They have, there are a few like rock bands that uses.
Yeah. I have lyrics down to one of the songs I came up with for that character, scribbled down somewhere. Get me elevated enough, and I'll sing it on the show. Actually, no. Anyway, so what was great was that there's a dude in the sitting at the front who was just being obnoxious the entire show, and he at one point he took his camera out and or his phone out and was trying to take a selfie. And just when a comedian has to stop what he's doing to like be hey blah 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 blah, and some comedians are better at like popping back into gear and rolling on with the routine than others.
Some of them it's part of their show, crowd work. I mean,
yeah. So
Phil Hanley, I think is his name. He's my favorite because like he just immediately just engages with the crowd,
right?
And yeah, he does it so well. And so if he gets a heckler, it's just perfect.
Right. So this guy, he Craig Ferguson finally gave this guy attention. Like, what do you want? And he's like, we're on a first date. He's all, yeah, by the looks of it, it's your last one, too. Am I right, ladies? And he had the approval of the ladies at this point. So the ladies are like, oh, shit, oh, crap. So...
Well, he's also the reason they're there, and he has a microphone, and he's a professional shit talker.
Right. So... a few minutes goes by, and then he says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like, ruin your guys' first date or anything. And the girl just awkwardly smiled and gave a thumbs up, which is a phenomenal sign. That means everything is A-okay, Frosty. So, no, it isn't. That is, get me the fuck out of here.
I remember I was dating my last girlfriend, and we were at a comedy show. And, I like to think I'm funny, because it's really the only thing I have.
Yeah.
I mean, look at me.
Oh, you're a sexy motherfucker. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think so, but I can make people laugh.
Yeah. Isaiah 2:16.
So, like, what's it? We're at a comedy show, and the guy's like, "Ladies, hey, you got a man that's just really, really funny," and I'm just looking at her, and I'm like, "Hey," and then she was like, "No, I don't talk at comedy shows. I don't respond. I don't do anything." She's terrified the spotlight will come on her.
Nice. So,
I knew the comedians too because, like one of them used to work with me, and this is what he did in his free time. And
yeah.
He was really good at like sometimes they would have roast battles and stuff like that. He was really good at that.
I love stuff like that. I want to see Jeff Ross one of these days. They just had the roast of Tom Brady. It's like 3 hours long. I call it the Snyder Cut. It's just 3 hours. The one lady was really funny, and then Jeff Ross. He's always funny. I love Jeff Ross. I want to see him.
The roast of Donald Trump, like whatever thoughts are of it. It was that one guy that
the situation.
Yeah, and it's like it. I have trouble watching it, like watching someone bomb that hard.
Right. And Jeff Ross had to come and rescue the guy.
You just you're trying to you look, but you want to look away at the same time.
So personally, I feel shit like that. It's just it hurts me spiritually seeing something like that just bomb so bad.
Yeah, but he is an asshole. So
he is an asshole. So what was funny was when the Craig Ferguson show ended and the theaters letting out, I saw the couple, and this guy, he looked like she was hot. She was hot. He was just an excitable human, and she was just so stiff and just so just locked down as the two of them were walking, because it was a first date, and you figure by the end of the night at this point it'd at least be like an arm around the shoulder, or maybe even like a holding of a hand or arm around the waist. This was so closed off, and it was the most awkward thing to watch.
That's I feel bad for the guy.
I know. I mean, imagine. Yeah, on a first date, have you ever heard of Craig Ferguson? Holy smokes, it's going to be funny. He's my favorite comedian. I got his tickets, and we're going to get in the front row. It's going to be great. Oh, my God, look, we're on this date. Hey, Craig Ferguson, you're this thing. Holy shit, he's talking to me. Holy crap. Hey, I wonder if I can get him to talk to me. Just be shut down. Oh, my God. I can see the process. I can see the totality of the story, and it fascinates me. But anyways, that's my...
There's a documentary. I forget that guy's name. He was in The Mask too. He's not a very good actor.
Oh,
Is it Jamie Oliver? No. Something like
It's
that.
not Kelsey Grammer.
No, no, no. That's
No,
not
no, no, no.
Frasier.
It's Oh my God.
He had the something experiments or
Yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that guy.
yeah.
He did there was a documentary about
Jamie
hecklers.
Kennedy.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy. So the first half of it is kind of interesting, but then you realize it's just him complaining about people like complaining about his performance. Like that's like it's his documentary, and that's so it starts off like analyzing hecklers, why they do it. It's actually interesting,
Mhm.
but then like they pull the rug from out under you, and it's just him being like, "Yeah, I can't believe people are complaining." It's like your jokes suck, dude. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like
That's
you're
so
not funny. Like, and then he's like, "Yeah, it's the only job where people can come in and criticize." What are you talking about?
What are you
If
talking
you
about?
suck at your job, people criticize you.
Yeah.
Like, and then like he was, I don't know. Then what's that guy's name that makes terror? Is it you Bowl or whatever?
Uma Bowl.
Yeah.
The guy who
'Cause he did a
challenges people
thing
in a
where he
boxing
invited
match.
yeah, and he beat the shit out of them. And it's like, great, you're a better boxer than a bunch of nerdy reviewers. Like,
Right.
congratulations. That doesn't make your movies not suck all of a sudden. Like,
Right.
you know, like,
That was Have you ever heard of the movie Brown Bunny?
yeah.
Okay, so
There's a famous blowjob scene. In
there
there.
is there is so Roger
Isn't that
Ebert.
like her boyfriend or something? I don't know,
Yeah,
that's what-
something like that. It's just a movie of nonsense that leads up to like a very graphic BJ scene, which phenomenal. But Roger Ebert described this movie as the worst movie he's ever seen in his life, and its director, creator of whoever Brown Bunny started criticizing Roger Ebert. Like, oh, you're just a fat nobody, blah 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 blah, just commenting on his weight and just nonsense, just the ad hominem attack, if you will. And Roger Ebert pretty much responded, "Well, yes, I can always lose weight, but you'll always be the guy who made this thing."
That's the common, yeah. That's the response.
Yeah.
when someone starts doing that when they bring up your weight, it's
Right.
like, yeah, I can lose weight, but you'll always be an asshole.
Right.
Like,
So
yeah, no, I don't know. You know what's funny though? Like I think it was him. The movie North. Do you ever remember that movie?
I remember it, but I haven't
It was
watched it.
pretty bad, but I mean, it's at the same time, it's a mostly.
Wait, was that a kids movie?
Yes, so it's a
Okay.
mostly harmless kids movie.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it could be wrong. If I got it wrong, I apologize. But some critic, and I'm pretty sure it was Ebert, like hates this film more than anything, and he like wrote this scathing review and talking, and I'm like, this is way more hate filled than a forgettable children's movie deserves.
Right.
But it wasn't a good movie, though, to be fair.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we
Anyway.
can jump into some nerdy.
Yeah,
news.
let's jump into some nerdy stuff.
Okay. So I was even hesitant to put this in, but hopefully you can put your rage aside for a second. Daisy Ridley wants John Boyega to return as Finn in her
Run!
movie.
Fucking run, Finn! Fucking run, Finn! Get the fuck out of there! Go be James
Okay, well,
Bond.
apparently you can't, so I shouldn't have put it in. But direct quote, it feels like we should. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
yeah.
here's the thing. I know nothing about this movie. All I know is she was like, yeah, like she's an okay actress, and she was, and she's like, and apparently she's like, yeah, I want to be in a better Star Wars movie, and so she wants to come back and do this, and she thinks that her guy should be in it with her. I can respect all those things.
Run. You know what?
Okay.
John Boyega, I'd love to see him be the new James Bond. I think I think he'd be great at it. And he's an Englishman too. Just I think he'd be a great James Bond type character.
If
Yeah.
the movie is okay, though, if you read the script, I mean, if he read the script and he's not burdened by baggage, then I mean, I agree with her. Like if this movie is better, let's just assume right from the beginning this is a better movie. Then yeah, bring him back. If the thing is, if he reads it and he's like, oh, this is the same as the last three, then yeah, definitely don't come back. You know what I mean? Like,
You know,
um,
fair point. Fair point.
it's like, look, we all hated
Fair
Anakin.
point.
We all hated Anakin. I mean, now we don't for some reason, but we did.
Young one or just
Um,
Anakin in general?
I mean, I just mean it like the prequel sucked.
Oh
All of
yeah,
a sudden, we
yeah.
decided they don't suck.
No, the prequels
But
always have and
yeah,
shall
but now
suck.
people are like they don't, I don't, and I'm
No.
only assuming it's because the sequels are worse. But whatever. Um, but like now it's like we like Anakin again, like the actor and the performer and all that.
Right.
I mean, who knows? Maybe this could happen for them. I don't know. I just like, yeah, if the movie's good, it's great. And I mean, I agree with that. It's like I was like, oh, that's stupid. Then I'm reading her talk about it, and she's like, yeah, the last movies did suck. I would like to be in a good one. And I'm like, yeah, I would too. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know?
Just they used John Boyega and Kelly Marie Tran as just diversity pieces. They didn't flesh out anybody. They just wanted the face piece. And John Boyega should have led the Star Wars franchise. He'd had the better character, but because of poor writing and nonsense, and because the Chinese don't like black people,
I don't think any of the characters are fleshed out. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's what I mean. The movie's
right,
just bad.
right.
You can point to like whatever reason you want, but like
but,
it's just a bad movie.
Right, exactly. It was a bad movie because it didn't have a central focus and a thousand other things, but.
No, that was because they didn't plan it. But anyway, so Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman
Yes.
so Hugh Jackman's returning for Deadpool, as we all know, as Wolverine. And so Ryan Reynolds, because you remember he said he was going to retire the character.
Yeah.
But Ryan Reynolds weighed in on this. He says, "I think we can all see now that Hugh is a liar, a bald-faced, horrible coward, and a liar."
It would be nice to have Deadpool be the new sort of Stan Lee cameo appearance throughout the MCU.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't try and replace it. You know who I think DC should bring in is Ambush Bug, because he's kind of like their Deadpool. So you could have him like kind of there. You know, I like Ambush Bug, but I could see not wanting to do it now because now you got Deadpool, so you would just be like, hey, what are they doing? Let's do it too.
Right.
You know, there's an upcoming animated Spider-Man show that we're going to be getting, right?
Yeah, the freshman year or something. What it's called?
Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It says it'll be. So we got some details on that. It'll be a long-form animation storytelling that will be cut from the Steve Ditko era of comics. Are you familiar with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just for those who aren't, he co-created Spider-Man with
Stanley.
Kirby and Stan Lee, and
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of debate as to who did what.
Right.
But he didn't draw the final picture, but he did. Because originally, when Kirby created him, he was a guy who had a ring, and then he gave him powers, and then, the art style completely changed, and he basically created the look of Spider-Man, but Jack Kirby did the final illustration.
Right.
But this is sort of the early years of Spider-Man. This is when he was in school, and and everything like that.
Right.
So that's what we'll be getting. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I know everybody with the success of X-Men '97 is hoping that we get pick up the
give us that in Spider-Man. Holy shit. I can't wait to talk X-Men '97.
I would like to see it. I mean, the '90s Spider-Man was good. It was plagued with
the limitations of its era.
Yeah, like he wasn't allowed to punch anybody, so like
It was grappling.
they would grapple each other and stuff, and then it was kind of lame. But it did have one of my favorite voice acting bits, like "Shaka, I will follow you to the gates of hell," or something like that. Like he just yelled. No, I'll rip you. I can't even remember, but it was just the voice actor. He really went for it in that scene.
Nice.
Like, that was when he had the evil symbiote. Anyway, is it symbiote or symbiote? I have no idea.
I always say symbiote.
I don't know.
Symbiote sounds better.
I've heard it pronounced both ways, and nerds get really angry, and it's just like, shut up.
Yeah.
We all know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you say symbiote? Oh, you mean symbiote? Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were talking about. That's elitist pretension right there. You smack the crap out of that. You see that, you call that out of society.
Okay, so this is we were just talking about this X-Men 97. So season 2 is currently in the editing stage. Brad Winderbon has confirmed that the series will have a new head writer for season 3, and that's because obviously Bo was fired, and they haven't mentioned why. He hasn't.
Allegedly because of an OnlyFans. Allegedly.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that, but that would be silly.
That would be silly. I mean, they have, what was it, Weinstein's former assistant doing a Star Wars. So I mean, where do you draw the line?
Well, I mean that could be guilt by association, though. I mean,
Yeah. Well, anyway.
But yeah, I mean, I am bummed because he obviously knocked it out of the park for seasons 1 and likely season 2.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully whoever they get is good, but I mean, there may be a different quality. We don't know.
Right.
So Venom: The Last Dance. That will be the final Venom movie, says Sony Pictures CEO Tom Rothman. I mean, fine. I didn't really like Venom that much. But again, same girlfriend I was talking about. We were watching it, and I'm just like, I don't know about this. That was kind of fun because I was making fun of her and stuff. Like, she worked in like a bio lab, and I was like, is that what it's like at your work? People behind glass, stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
And then
you found ways to keep it engaging for her.
Yeah, well, but she actually really loved it, and I was able to kind of see it through her eyes because when it was, I'm kind of a loser, Eddie, and all that kind of stuff, she was dying laughing. She thought the Venom symbiote was like hilarious, and so like when you're like, yeah, this isn't really my thing because I mean, I would have liked them to do like Sinner Takes All or like something from the comics and
Lethal Enforcer.
You don't need it to talk, but you have him talk to it,
right?
Things like that. But what we got was something I think that was more universally appealing. Maybe, I don't know. But the thing is, the first one, it was whatever. Shush, please.
Release me, father.
I can try again. The problem is there's other cats out right now, and he's a bully. Well, he's not a bully. They get stressed out because he's be friends.
It's very intense.
Yeah. He's a face talker or whatever those things are, but for cats.
Just right up in there, just be my friend.
Trying to wave a freaking laser pointer around.
Give him some catnip.
He doesn't do catnip. He doesn't care. It only affects like 50% of cats. And then he like tries to bury it into the carpet. It has a strong scent. But anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, Venom. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't really care. I mean, I watched the first one. I enjoyed it for what it was, and then I don't know. There was a second one, right? There was
with Carnage.
Yeah. And it was just kind of like, okay, that wasn't very good. And then there's like, oh,
it wasn't R-rated, so oh yeah, it was just PG-13. You can't have Carnage and not have it be R-rated. It was,
yeah.
I mean, I like the first one more than the second one. I thought the first one was okay. It was good enough to be memorable enough. Like, it rose to that level. It didn't hate it, really. I mean, it sucks that it wasn't R-rated, so all the violence and gore had to be off screen. So, I mean, it's fine.
But even the lines, though, like, you'll be like a turd blowing in the wind. Turds don't blow in the wind. I've never been, like, standing there and been like, oh, it's a windy day. Look at those turds blowing by.
It's the wind. It's the wind turds.
As we all know, that common expression, right?
The wind turds.
Anyway, I don't care about this.
When we reach a level of fame, Frosty, that's going to be a sticker in our merch store. A wind turd.
I don't care about this movie. I will probably watch it when it eventually comes out on a platform that I already have.
Mm.
But that would be it. You know what I mean? I'd be like, oh, Venom's out on Max right now. Okay,
Yay.
or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I was more interested in Madam Web, even though everybody told me that sucked. But at least it wasn't the same. You know?
Right.
Oh,
so on that note, I have a coworker that saw Madam Web and actually said the same thing as you. Is that, you know what? She's younger, and she said, you know, she actually kind of liked it. So, you know. She admitted moments where it was stupid, but she said, you know, it was interesting. Like the characters were interesting. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I watched this guy break down the movie, and he like did it like wrote a whole like it was like a 45-minute dissertation on Madam Web.
A deconstruction.
And the thing he kept pointing out, it was that people would talk and their mouths wouldn't be moving.
Oh,
and that there's a reason for that. I forget what it's called, but it's where they add audio and post. Usually they try
AVR.
Yeah, and then or like they'll do the back of someone's head.
Yeah,
and sometimes they try and sync it, you know, but it's not perfect. But like, and then like the way remember I was like the way that one girl moved where she wrapped around the thing too quickly, and I was like, she's not a Spider-Man yet. But I guess the original plot, because you do meet like Uncle Ben when he's young,
right?
And like, and then I think they have Peter at the end and stuff. But so I heard or something. The plot was he was supposed to fight evil Spider-Man at the end, and this is like almost like an origin story for him. And then I think they decided to bring in Sydney Sweeney and the other girls. And then I think the movie changed, and I think it's a movie that's just gone through a lot of rewrites and revisions, and they tried to fix it by putting in this audio because some of the stuff doesn't make sense. It's like, okay, bad Spider-Man gets the spider, and now he's rich. Well, like a line of like, oh, I got rich from gambling because that's how he did it in the comic. He's based off of a different character in the comics. He's got the name of one character, but he's clearly another character.
Right.
And the character in the comics used his spider sense to become rich through gambling.
Okay.
And yeah, so I don't know. They're just convoluted. But yeah, I think there's a better movie in there. It just needed... I guess you can only throw so much money at something, though. You know what I mean? Right. I think they shut the bed. They realized, oh shit, we shut the bed. They tried to fix it. They didn't fix it, and then they didn't fix it again.
Right.
And I think that's what happened.
Well...
you talk about this. I'm going to see if I can let this cat out because he's being a nightmare. Cillian Murphy, who returned as a star in 28 years later. So remember last week we said that there's no information on it. He's going to be part of it, but he won't necessarily return.
Okay.
It turns out he's going to be back.
Oh, good. So it kind of leaves you wondering where they're going to go from there, and hopefully they won't have him be like a Rick Grimes from like Walking Dead. That'd be kind of cheap if you ask me. I don't know.
Stop being a nightmare.
So I don't necessarily know where they go. So hopefully we're past the post-military phase. We're at the sort of everybody's just sort of like scattered and just little pockets of survivors here and there, sort of coming together to form communities. Sort of like
the problem is though, it's not the rage virus. It's not like a zombie virus. They're not gonna last forever. They starve.
Right.
And so maybe they'll do something about that where they fix it, or like maybe they learn how to the rage people learn how to survive.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, it's hard to know which direction. Look, the second one, I don't think the second one was bad. It just wasn't as good as the first. So we'll see, you know. I still, I mean, I agree with you. I'll watch it.
That's going to be a Behold Nerd selection for me one of these days. It's been a long time since I've seen the first one.
First one's so good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll add it to El Listo. That's Spanish for the list.
for
I assume.
the listo.
Yeah, I did. I assume. I mean, we need Adrian.
Yes.
Adrian, if you're watching, please let us know.
Yes.
This is the wrong thing.
Anyways. Oh, so speaking of which, he's posting on the group chat what his absolute favorite scene in Star Wars is. And you're going to talk some more nerdy news. I'm going to pull it up.
Hang on, I'm entering in your movie. What was it? 28 days later?
Yep.
Okay. More nerdy news. GTA 6 will officially release fall of 2025. Thank God. How long have we been waiting for GTA 6?
Right.
I know there was some question because they were like, you had GTA 5, and then that made GTA Online, and then the question was, what are they going to do? Because they put so much time and effort in. And then what they've done is they've decided to split it. So now you have GTA Online, which they can just keep updating and adding to, but they're making an all new GTA 6 for the single player. And yeah, that sounds good to me. I was actually having a conversation about this with fellow nerd Joe, because like we were talking about Cyberpunk, and he was like, "Why isn't it online?" And I'm like, "But if it was online, it wouldn't be as good." And then he was like, "Yeah, but GTA," and I'm like, "Have you ever played GTA single player?" And he's like, "No," and I was like, "It's better than," and it's the same with that Western game, Red Dead Redemption.
Right.
The online is good because you can play with your friends, but it's nowhere near as good as the single player.
Right. I remember when I got that game, there was a early attempt to try to get the four of us to make the Sunset Riders, and Adrian was going to be Cormano, and I was going to be probably Billy or Steve. No, I was trying to sculpt Billy, and I think Dan was trying to go for Steve. But as we're creating these characters, they look really Beavis and Buttheady because of just how the character creator worked.
I do the same thing I always do. I just make my character look like me if I was living in that world.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it. I played a lot of it, but the single player game was better because it's single player. They can set up the set pieces. You can have more intricate missions.
Right.
You don't have to worry about people like rocket launching stuff in the distance.
Right.
Like the usual craziness.
Right.
I also wish GTA Online though. I wish they didn't do because you try and play it. You start off and you're in a car and driving, and then some guy in a flying motorcycle that shoots missiles comes by and destroys you in 2 seconds, and you're like, and then to get the flying missile launching motorcycle, you're not going to get that for a long ass time. So you got to play this game with ultra violent people with way better stuff than you.
Right. Well, I played GTA when it was over the top 2D shooter, and it blew my fucking mind because you got a flamethrower and it's just little blood splatterings of like 16-bit nonsense. It was fun.
Yeah, but it got amazing.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just
it was okay, but
so GTA is one of those games where I can sit and watch people play for hours because they're built cinematically, and it's sort of great that there are video games that are like that. And
I guess, I mean, like, but I would play it. This is before multiplayer. Me and my buddy would just play it, like, and you just go crazy, and then when you died, you'd hand it to your friend, and then they would go crazy, and they would die, and we would just sit there going back and forth doing that.
Nice.
And it was just like, what weird things can we do in this world?
Right.
And that was what made it fun. Like we made a game where, because like I think it was GTA 5, not 5. Yeah, it was I guess we're on 5. San Andreas, whichever one that was. But we would take planes and we'd get like, because you can get like stupid high in that game. And then we would look at the map and jump out of the plane and position ourselves over the smallest bodies of water possible, like swimming pools or like fountains.
Right.
And the thing to that game is, as long as your character was technically swimming, when you hit the water, you would survive.
Nice.
And so, like, you'd fall from like 5 miles up, and then you would aim for like the smallest body. And more often than not, the water's here, you go like right next to it. And that was just a game we invented. We just take turns doing that for a while.
That's fun. I have a dog here starving for attention. Hi, Luna.
Aw,
Goodness.
much more well-behaved dogs than my cat. That's
Oh
for
my
sure.
goodness. What do you want, Poo-Poos? What?
We are flying through the news today. Normally we don't. What was the thing that you were saying you were going to pull up?
Oh, I forget.
You said, Adrian, what was your favorite scene?
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
Star Wars?
So, Adrian, his favorite scene in Star Wars is the reveal of Darth Maul with the dual blade and the Duel of Fates kicks in. A phenomenal scene in Star Wars. I posted mine. Actually, so I have several favorite scenes in Star Wars. There's like a plateau of excellence that just once you reach a certain level of pantheon, it's just like, yo, y'all are equal gods at this tier. So, it's stupid, but from Empire Strikes Back, when 3PO is just meandering Cloud City and he runs into U3PO, I'm sorry, E3PO, and he's like, oh, hello there, and it's like, Ichuta. It's like, how rude. It's just the timing and response is just hilarious. Just, Ichuta, how rude. Just out of left field.
Oh, I have no idea what my favorite scene is.
Also, again, the Duel of Fates scene, the scene with the only scene she's in is Mon Mothma when she's, the moment for attack has come. Yeah, I'll think of some more.
I can't think of one that stands out as my absolute favorite. I mean, there are scenes I like.
Yeah.
But it's like OG Star Wars is just so nostalgic. It's like I can't isolate one thing, you know what I mean?
So everybody was praising that L337 bot for being like a female bot, and I'm thinking, well, that's not true, because here's EV99. Now, EV99 is fucking cool as shit, because she decided to be a she, and she almost crippled Cloud City and managed to escape, and this is when, after freaking Lando just acquired the fucking place, she does this thing where just out just to be just evil, tries to take it out of the sky, and she ends up as Jabba's torture droid, and here she is confronting R2-D2, who's like the Swiss Army knife hero of all of Star Wars, and when confronted, tells her to fuck off in such a way that that gives her pause.
Yeah.
Like, it's phenomenal, because in order to
but
fully
let me
appreciate
counter
that
that
scene,
for
you
a
have to
second.
know the expansive
L337.
lore. So here's this self-professed female torture droid who nearly took out Cloud City, who earned just the devilish just interest of Jabba the Hutt. Here she is, and she's torturing shit, and 3PO's pissing his britches, and here's R2 like, fuck you, you fucking fuck. Just this, the way it was described is just a tightly woven just string of insults. It's just like, holy shit, what? Like,
Yeah. The other one's name says Leet, though.
oh yeah. What? What? Frosty, what? You're supposed to announce these things ahead of time before you share them. Breaking news.
I wasn't okay. You can mock me if you want, but I think that's a neat little touch. I was a gamer for years.
I know. It's just it's intentionally trying to tickle at that brain, that part of your brain, and my brain says no. You don't. No, that is unearned and stupid.
Didn't bother me.
And what are you?
I don't hate stuff like you do. So.
What are you, a fembot? What? Lando's fucking a fembot? What?
I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest, on either of these. You're like L337, and I was like, oh, Leet. And then I was like, hey, but Leet. And then you're like, bro, I hate your face now. And I'm like, there's a reason that we don't have people like you on the show.
uh, no, so
I don't remember the droid in any way, shape, form, or capacity. I have no idea. Like to me, Lando, his only thing is he betrayed them, and then he flew their ship at the end of the movie. And also, for some
after
reason, he's
stealing
wearing
Han Solo's
Solo.
clothes, he stole Han
Yes.
Solo's clothes.
One thing I found out recently. You know the thing everybody talks about in Teen Wolf, right?
Oh, the dick at the end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not real.
yeah. It's he's tucking in his shirt or
It's
something.
not even a he; it's a woman.
Oh, is it? I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just.
if you watch the whole scanned out thing,
Mm,
they all get up and a woman she's just like tucking her shirt in,
yeah,
and that's all it is.
yeah.
But yeah, like we all knew that was the guy's dong, and then it's like, ah,
So I
we
always
can't have anything fun, can
well we
we?
can have the kid at the end of Back to the Future 3 who is pointing at his peepee. We can always
Yeah.
have that kid.
No, was it the boner and the priest had in
That was
the
his
mermaid?
kneecap, Mr. Frosty. That was his kneecap.
It was.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, that wasn't an erection at all. And just like when it spelled out sex in Lion King, it was supposed to say
yeah.
SFX or something. It was supposed to be like the animation studio or something. And when
I didn't even. I mean,
and
but
when
they're definitely. But that one is true, right? There's a movie about mice.
yeah. So the rescuers, there's actually like a still frame of like a pinup girl.
Yeah.
And in Aladdin, when Raja comes in and
Your
there's
clothes
the
off,
thing,
yeah.
it says take your clothes off, and then if you listen even harder, it says the N word. So
Really? Is that real?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound real at all. I have heard the take your clothes off, and I don't know if it's just an audio hallucination, but like I'm sitting there listening, I'm like, he does say it.
Right, but if you
Yeah.
listen harder, you can definitely hear the N word.
Okay. Well, yeah, I haven't. Let's not go there. The Silk series is no longer moving forward at Prime Video. Sony are now going to shop this series to other streaming networks. Apparently, it went through 3 different versions before it was scrapped by Prime Video. One major request was by execs was for the writing team to change the show so it didn't focus so heavily on Silk.
Mm.
To me, this sounds like they tried something, they tried to fix it, and they're like, this just isn't going to work, and so Prime was like, yeah, let's forget it. I don't really know that much about Silk as a character.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm aware of her. I remember when she first showed up, she made her costume out of webbing, and then it's like her pheromone, spider pheromone, made her like super into Peter and made him super into her.
Mm.
I don't know. You know, he's had more girlfriends than like any other like superhero in Marvel, and like they're all stunning.
Peter Parker?
Yeah, so stop posting on the group chat.
What? I'm talking to Adrian. I'm multitasking.
Yeah, Peter Parker. Yeah, like he's had more. I don't know. Like, well, did you hear any
Really?
of what I just said?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So no, now I'm trying to think of who Peter Parker has been.
Oh, tons of chicks, but I'm not even talking about that. But like, I mean, Black Cat, freaking Silk here. What's her name? Mary Jane,
Right.
Gwen Stacy. Like he's had so many. Like, but anyway, so Silk.
forgot
I mean,
about
did you
Black
have
Cat.
any interest in seeing that? Like
Not,
the.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm just indifferent. It's Spider-Man without Spider-Man, and they're. It's kind of
I'm
how
fine with Spider-Man without Spider-Man because I mean Miles Morales.
Right.
is really
Right. It's just I think they're trying to desperately recapture what's the Spider-Verse did best at.
Yeah.
I just I don't know if it's good. It's
I
good.
don't know Silk too much as a character, like I said.
Yeah.
But
Well,
the fact that it went
she's a
through-
newer character, isn't she?
yeah. Like I said, the first time she showed up, she made a costume out of her own webbing,
Right.
and then her pheromones and Peter's pheromones made them super hot for one another. That's about where I stopped paying attention. And now she has a different costume now, but I don't know. The artwork for the show looked cool. I will say that, but yeah. I mean, if it's gone through 3 iterations and Prime still dropped them, though, yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I don't think it makes any sense.
Mm.
This is kind of cool. next week, Hemsworth is getting his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Oh yeah. Oh, sexy motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty big name too. Like, I feel like he's done a lot of stuff now, and yeah, I mean, he deserves to have a star there.
Right.
I like most of his work. I can't. I mean, I didn't really like the Ghostbusters movie, but
I didn't
don't
like that.
think it's his fault.
So he was the captain in. He was Kirk's dad in the Abrams reboot of Star
I
Wars.
know that was like the
And
very first.
It because I'm watching that scene. It's like that's not. Is that Chris Pine? Because they look enough like he was makeup dolled up enough to look enough like Chris Pine to where I'm watching this confused as if I'm watching Chris Pine or not. It was weird.
Yeah, Chris Pine's eyes, though, those are always what set him apart. That dude has intense blue eyes.
Yeah, he does. He has Mako eyes or Mako eyes from Final Fantasy VII. I like Chris Hemsworth as the dumb jock from Cabin in the Woods.
I like Chris Pine as the weird, rich, crazy guy in that movie Stretch. You probably never seen it.
Mm-mm.
It's the guy. Oh, he's in. Trying to think of the actor's name. He's in a bunch of stuff. I think he did the voice of Will Arnett.
Okay.
Will Arnett plays. He's in. There's a Netflix movie, maybe not even Netflix, indie movie, low budget, where he plays a limo driver, and he owes a ton of money to like mobsters or something, and it's a really cool movie. I should add that to the list. Then Chris Pine shows up, and he's this really rich guy, and he's like, "Look, if you do everything I need tonight, then I will give you the money you need." And so it's like one of those kind of old school movies where it's like one night with a character and everything goes crazy, you know. And like the whole time he's trying to get to this date with this girl that he's never met before and stuff like that. I don't know, it's a really good movie. Every person I've shown it to is like, wow, like, you know, that was good.
Right.
Yeah. It's also got God damn it, it's the really hot chick from like the 2000s.
You can't say that anymore, Frosty.
Really hot, a really attractive female from the 2000s.
You can't say that either. She's a strong, independent, careered,
Shut up! I'm so sick of that. Just
wealthy,
No.
Soviet.
I'm leaving.
Tick.
Like, I don't want to have those conversations.
I know. It's funny.
It's not dumb. This is dumb. I will fly down to your house in 6 months when I'm approved to fly. You'll just get a ding dong. I warned you.
I would love it.
And then I'll hang out with you because, you know, I made the journey.
Right, I mean, step over me, and then you can let yourself in, and then I come to, and then anyway.
We were talking about this before we went live, but Furiosa, that debuted with a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's described as one of the best prequels ever made, a bold masterpiece.
Oh, it's a prequel? I thought it was a sequel. Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, it's a prequel.
Okay.
It's a fierce gripping performance from Anna Taylor-Joy, and it got a 7-minute standing ovation at the Cannes Film Festival.
So I didn't know that this was a prequel. So okay, doesn't really change anything about my feelings of the movie. You had mentioned
prequels usually suck.
Yeah, but you had mentioned prior that they were possibly switching to CGI over the practical stuff.
That's what they said, but it looks like I saw the trailers and stuff, and I was like, "Oh, that's got a lot of."
It looks phenomenal. It just, I don't know. It's Mad Max is a dirty, gritty, just you got these big monster cars. Just it's almost like my God, what's that game?
I know it's a world that makes no sense because like
right.
Hey, let's hand out water in the most impractical way.
It's like reverse
let's all
water.
Drive around in gas guzzlers.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just it's a weird dystopia, but you know it has its place. It's interesting. It's fun. You get to go crazy like
I love it.
From the front when the dudes are spray painting their faces and shit, and just it's.
Yeah, I mean, I like going all the way back to Thunderdome and the first one, and like you know, there's. I love Mad Max. Thunderdome's probably my favorite of the originals.
Add that to the list.
Which Thunderdome or the original?
Thunderdome.
All right.
Or both. I haven't
I'll
watched
just put
those.
Mad Max.
I haven't watched any of those
Cute.
movies in so long. I think
Yeah,
I've
they're
only
good.
seen those movies once when I was younger. Like nothing recently where I can just quote it or like point to any particular scene.
I really
Hmm.
like two man enter, one
One,
man leave.
oh yeah,
And then he beats the Master Blaster because it's the small guy on the big dude.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you realize like, oh, he's got a simple mind and everything.
Mm.
But so then like Max is gonna leave and the crowd starts go, two man enter, one man leave. Stuff like that, or like when they get to the airplane and they all talk about how like they're gonna like they like worship the plane, all those kids, and they tell them the story, and then we'll fly, and then they're like, oh, all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's a great movie.
Mm.
You have no memory of it. I can see in your
I'm.
eyes.
You know what? I genuinely can't remember a whole lot about like any of it. Like I know enough about the premise and shit. That's it, so. Yeah, it's a behold, nerds.
First one,
I can vaguely recall like elements of Thunderdome, but that's
the
about
reason
it.
I can remember Thunderdome so well, like back in the 90s, probably, we used to every once in a while get a movie, and it would always be 2 hours, whatever the actual length of the movie is, because they would edit it and then add commercial breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
And it would at 8 o'clock we get a movie, and for some reason Thunderdome they played a lot of. Also, we got a lot of reruns of Beastmaster. There were a few like
Beastmaster
they would just
good.
put on. But yeah, well, that's all I got. You got anything for news?
Nah. We should. I really want to talk X-Men and like trailers and shit, and we should get rolling to our pitches.
Yeah,
so
let's jump into the trailers, and then we'll do X-Men. So we had 3 trailers. One, what did you mention?
yeah, so we had the Furiosa trailer. It looked good. Just kind of touching on what we're talking about. It looked good. It looks the same stylistically, the same as the Furiosa movie. It looks cool. Just these big, just monster fucking trucks, just bellowing all this smoke and shit. It looks cool. It's fucking metal. Yeah, shut up and take my money. It's coming out soon.
It looks cool. I mean, I'm excited for the film. I'll watch it. Dune Prophecy. I kind of have the same feeling. I'm like, I watched the trailer for that. I was like, yeah, it looks cool. Nothing stands out to me as like, oh wow, I gotta check that out. But I mean, it does. But like, I already like Dune enough, and this looks like more of the same.
So you know what I like about how they're handling Dune is that they gave us, they reintroduced Dune to the masses in 2 chunks with the movie, and they sort of broke down the universe. We're getting another one. They've already said we're getting another one. But I like that they're now...
We're getting another one and a show?
Yes. God, I forget what the was it the Children of something? I forget. But no, but what I like is that we're getting a prequel now that explains the Bene Gesserit, and it can be like a Game of Thrones, and that can explain like the greater universe. And I think that's a cool thing to sort of introduce people like...
to go over the lore more.
Yeah, to go over the lore more. Because they're establishing the Bene Gesserit, who's been established in the movies and the books as being sort of, not necessarily the Jedi, but just, these mystics who are the sages for all these houses, and how they are politically motivated to do things to sort of hold control over the galaxy. That's cool. And that is a good way to show us how to show the layman person how the Dune universe works. Because one thing that I was bummed at, we didn't get to see a navigator in any of the movies, and I'm bummed because there's these weird worm-looking things, and because there's no computers, these slug things, after being exposed to so much of the spice, have to run the telemetry and shit. It's weird, but it's cool. And
I know it's always cool when they come up with interesting ideas like that
Right.
are a deviation from the standard sci-fi.
Right.
Yeah, no, I watch it, and then we also had Ultraman Rising trailer.
Yes.
Well, I thought something this where I was like, this look, it looks young,
Hmm.
like built made for. It's like a family friendly film, especially when they introduce the baby character.
Right.
But it looks like a more action based kind of fun version of that monster movie with
Yeah.
the girl
Monsters
that
vs.
turns
Aliens.
giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the
Kind of
same
looks like
vibes.
that,
Same
but a
vibes.
little
Yeah.
bit more anime inspired, a little bit more action. Ultraman looks cool. I like the idea that he's not very good. They kind of made him a little bit like Peter Parker, like he's like
So
trying.
you kind of gave me a Jaime Blue Beetle.
Yeah, I
kind of
mean,
vibes.
yeah. That same sort of character archetype. They're
Yeah.
younger, they're trying, but they're not necessarily. They haven't mastered it yet.
Yeah.
In the moment when he was like asking his, see, that's the thing. I almost feel like we didn't need the cutesy character.
Right.
But at the same time, I didn't hate it in the trailer, so we'll see. But yeah, when he's talking to his father, I guess the previous Ultraman, he's like, "Did you ever feel like your powers weren't enough?" And he was like, "Yeah, all the time." Stuff like that, like you know what I mean.
Right.
I think they could have made that the focus of the movie
Right.
and bounce things off of.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, so I had mentioned before we went live. Growing up, I had very little exposure to Ultraman, but I was familiar with the character, and I think at one point briefly on like Saturday or Sunday mornings they would show Ultraman on syndication, and I forget what channel it was on, and I think I only saw it once when I was staying at my granny's house, and I just because it came out around the same era as like at the peak of Power Rangers. Then we started getting all the knockoffs, but then Ultraman wasn't an actual knock. Ultraman was Ultraman, but so I remember the one character is this weird looking dude. It was like a lizard dude, and then it had another lizard dude coming out of its back or some shit. It was this weird fucking looking thing, and I think his name was Bogan. And I don't know, it just looked weird. Here's this weird.
When I was a kid, I used to go to Blockbuster.
Yep.
And I would just go to the section with Godzilla, Ultraman, and I would just rent those movies.
Nice.
I was more interested in renting those movies than I was renting the new releases. So I watched a lot of Ultraman, a lot of Godzilla. I didn't even understand it all. Most of the time, I was just sitting there watching the
just watching it.
Japanese people doing a thing, and then finally Godzilla would show up, and I'm like, yeah. But I was young and I was happy with that. I remember watching my grandfather, and he was making me laugh, saying like, "Oh, he was doing voices for the monsters. It was fun."
So, yeah. Anyways, that's it. So, I would love to see more Ultraman.
Yeah, are you gonna watch the Netflix?
Oh, I'll check it out. It looked interesting. It
looked good.
It looks. I like. I'm just going to call it the Spider-Verse art style. It seems like we're getting
Spider-Verse.
It's kind of Spider-Verse-y, kind of sorta.
No, the last you need to rewatch the Spider-Verse films. Like the last one, it was like high art. There were like different styles. Characters were changing as they talked and stuff. Like bits of like crumpled paper and stuff like that.
Did that win anything?
Probably.
I hope so.
I'm sure. This is more like lean and clean lines. And
Yeah.
stuff
All right. But anyways, shut up and take my money. I'll check it out.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It's shut up and take my money. It looks good enough that, like,
so that's
when
what it was.
Out,
with me, Ultraman, it was one of those shows that of the big bad Beetleborgs and the VR Troopers and all the nonsense. It was the one that always sort of got my attention, but I never saw enough of it. And I think I only tuned into like the last few minutes of an episode, and it captivated me, but it was just very fleeting.
See, I watched it long before any of that stuff came out.
Yeah.
And stuff like there's a Godzilla episode where they build a robot, and everyone says he looks like Jack Nicholson, the face of the robot, but his name was Jet Jaguar and stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Okay. Jet Jaguar, and then he's like fighting with Godzilla. I always liked it when like Godzilla would like shake the hand of the thing that helped him. I'm like, how come Godzilla knew judo too? Um. Anyway,
Oh,
oh man,
Steven Seagal
this
and shit.
isn't anything. Oh fuck, what issue was this? I just read this issue recently. Can I just throw this in real
Yeah,
fast?
yeah, yeah.
Fantastic Four 590. Uh, so I want my brain's going 599, but I could be wrong. But anyway, so Johnny Storm dies. He sacrifices himself. I think it was the negative zone,
Mm,
and then the rest of the Fantastic Four escape. Um, Sue breaks down. She puts a shield around herself
mm,
and won't let anybody near her.
mm,
Reed, he pours himself into his work trying to save Johnny somehow.
mm.
And the thing suffers by himself. Doesn't say anything, just tries to do his thing.
Hmm.
And so
Ah.
Pilgrim's doing that.
See
Yeah, I
that.
didn't mean to do that, but and then Thor and Banner show up,
Oh.
and they're like, dude, you need to let this out. How does the thing deal with this? He beats the shit out of you. So this is so they this is them being friends. They're like yeah like so they fight the thing, and the thing just beats the crap out of them, but they're tough enough to take it.
Right.
And it's just and then they're like, dude, like we're sorry and everything like that.
Right.
It's just a beautiful moment. I'm on pills right now, so stuff hits me more emotionally right now.
No,
Like,
that's fine.
you might think that I'm crying right now, but trust me, it's just a lot of dust in the room.
Yeah.
That kind of might make it look that way.
It's the lens
then-
flare from the open window.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but then, oh god, what was it? And then Peter takes Franklin out web swinging and tells him about his Uncle Ben. Johnny's his. I know.
Oh.
I know. Ah, good comic.
Oh.
Like, I don't get people who don't think comics is high art. Anyway, jumping into X-Men 97, episode 10.
Glorious.
Tolerance Extinction, the finale, the thing everybody's been talking about. Yeah, so let's dive right in. I'm trying to remember, where did the episode pick up?
It was them on the shuttle back. Magneto and Xavier are in the
Oh, yeah, that's
bar.
right. Yeah, the mind lock thing.
Yeah.
So basically, so it did happen. So Xavier, just what we were talking about last week, rips out Wolverine's adamantium.
Adamantium.
Xavier mind locks with him. It didn't really go like I imagined it would, so I don't know. We probably won't get Onslaught. Maybe we will. Who knows?
Right.
But yeah, basically the same thing happens, and then we see them inside Magneto's mind and like the waters, and there's outside, and then like the people on the boat, and we see
Rogue.
We see Rogue, but also there was his children there, but they were kind of darkened out and stuff like that. Quicksilver and Wanda, so they're going with they are his kids, because that's changed back and forth at different times in the comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then we also got, and then like you said, they were trying to get on the shuttle. They were on Asteroid M. Oh, the Magneto protocols kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they were like, hey, let's fire missiles at Asteroid M. And then T'Chaka, which has been a big controversy. And then maybe we'll touch on that. I don't know. I kind of agree it should be T'Challa, especially because they referenced all these cartoons like 90s Fantastic Four, and it was T'Challa in that.
Right.
Hear me out though, because I did rewatch. People saying he was too young. But then I rewatched him, like, he does have gray hair and a beard. What if they made a cartoon that was T'Challa, and it was springing off of this? That would be cool.
Yeah,
that would be my solution to how to handle the situation.
Yeah,
bring T'Challa back. If you're a Black Panther fan, you want to see T'Challa,
right?
But anyway,
then we can see him and Storm, because him and Storm have a romance. Remember?
That'd
be great.
Yeah. I mean, well, she's kind of with Forge right now, so
yeah. That'd be cool to see. Yeah, all right. Yeah. My brain's doing that thing where it's like, if you were to take Forge and his powers and plop him in Wakanda, how cool would that be? Like, would his powers work with like Wakanda tech? Could he?
Oh, but yeah, but because Xavier did that to Magneto, he restored the power. So all the Sentinel people went back online.
Right.
And then so we got to see like, they busted and like Captain America's there. They're attacking
Right.
Wakanda and everything like that. And
Iron
yeah,
Man.
some shit's going down. Yeah.
You see
there's, like,
everybody.
so many cameos in this. Who was your favorite cameo?
So I like Daredevil because it was Daredevil. It felt great. Just here's just Daredevil on the street level, just trying to deal with shit. And
yeah, see that I think that was Daredevil. Wasn't that the same Daredevil that appeared in the Spider-Man cartoon?
I think so.
They're tying all this together.
Yes,
he was also in the Fantastic Four because we see Morph turn into '90s Reed Richards.
Yeah. You had mentioned your favorite. We got to see Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah, Cloak and Dagger. I was really excited to see that. I was like, "Ooh, Cloak and Dagger!" I knew there was the show. I didn't watch it. I mean,
I watched like an episode. It just didn't resonate with me, I guess.
But I used to read Cloak and Dagger comics with my uncle, and I really liked the characters, especially Dagger. I mean Cloak. Sorry. I just thought what a cool like character. Like your whole thing is darkness, and, and I'm like, and then she goes in there and stuff, and then and it's cool. Like I want to be him.
Right.
But yeah, and then he can teleport and stuff. And somehow Spider-Man got out of his cloak. And then back in the day, Cloak was like the bad, like he was a good guy, but like he would lose it. Like he would like suck everybody into his cloak. And then like they would be like, "Oh, I'm horrible," and like they like their own suffering would come at them. And see, the only one that could protect people inside his cloak was Dagger. And she'd like, "No, I'm the light, and I'll protect." It's so cool.
Right.
Conflicted characters, can't let him get too out of hand, and then Dagger died. Oh my god. Anyway, go way off on a tangent.
Anyways, so we got to see Omega Red again. Was that Crimson Dynamo next to him? And then there was somebody else that was all like, Red. What's that? Is that a team? Like,
yeah.
What team is that?
The other one called, is it Polaris or something like that? I can't remember. There again, it's all there. Just
right.
But yeah, that was Omega Red. They were using him to like power the station, and then I guess when the power went out, he came alive.
Right.
I mean, that'd be cool. I'd like to see more of him. He's dangerous as crap.
Right.
And then yeah, so it was cool. We got to see Spider. Oh, the big one is Spider-Man and Mary Jane. So might mean that we got an ending to the '90s Spider-Man cartoon. And I was like, holy shit. Because you remember how that ended, right?
So, actually, no. How did that end?
I was like, like Mary Jane. He marries Mary Jane.
Right.
She's in the show for a while, and then she turns into water. It was a clone. It wasn't Mary Jane.
Oh shit!
And then so she's like fading away, and he's holding her under, and she's like, "Look, you got to find your Mary Jane. I know this because I know it's true of myself. She loves you wherever she is because I love you." And then she evaporates away.
Oh shit!
And yeah, it sucked. And then like Madam Web shows up, and then she's like, "Yeah, we need to go find Mary Jane." So that's how the show ended. They never had more episodes. So then we see this thing,
and then we have Madam Web the movie. Holy shit!
Well, we see this thing years later, and he's standing with her.
Right.
So that means he found her.
Yeah, that's awesome. I watched the Spider-Man cartoon a little bit. I didn't watch it religiously, but I did watch it a little bit. It was a little bit too campy for me. I didn't like the grappling thing, but it was still good.
It was so fantastic. I mean, yeah, it was limited by its time, but holy fuck.
Right. Also watched a little bit of the Fantastic Four. It is.
Fantastic Four wasn't as good. 90s Spider-Man was excellent though. But that's what I mean. Yeah, okay, you had grappling, but like you had cool stories like that. You know what I mean? Like you gotta understand, I'm a little kid, and like Mary Jane just evaporated in his arms.
Right.
And then that's not even a real one. And I mean, he married her and everything. Like, yeah.
And then it ends, and so begins 30 years of childhood trauma.
Yeah, and then they're like, "No, it's good, dude." Like, a little cameo, unless this takes place before that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like in that timeline,
Mm.
because these shows are. They remember there was an episode where they joined him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was crossover. Um, but yeah, so shit's going down. Magneto and Xavier are doing their mind thing.
Mm.
More of like, well, what's his name? Cycle. You better not let break her heart. Do what you do best.
Right.
Heal.
Heal.
And you're the best at what you do. He says Wolverine's famous line.
Right.
And then heal, and then Morph sits down, and then we had the moment where Morph reveals his feelings, which they've pretty much already hinted at. Like,
Yeah.
He was like, "Hey, Wolverine, you need someone to scratch your back," and he's in the shower. Like there's a lot of thirst going on.
Right. I mean, Wolverine
yeah.
is a beast of a man. Holy shit.
Yeah. But yeah, and then he turns into Jean, and she's like, yeah,
That was really well done.
It was a good moment.
Right.
But then so was this the one where they had the ground battle against Bastion, or was that last week?
No. So this was a ground battle against Bastion. This is where Rogue just goes ape.
Oh,
shit.
that's when he flies up. Before that, though, Bastion.
Oh yeah.
It ended with like what's her name getting obliterated, Jean.
Right.
And then he's got all the X-Men tied up and stuff, and then I am Phoenix.
Right.
Like, oh shit.
Where did that come from?
Well, she kind of
it's deep inside her, right? It's just sort of
but
dormant.
she also gains more like Phoenix powers as the thing goes on. Yeah, that totally adds up.
Nice. Okay.
So she uses that to defeat Bastion, all of the Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
But then Bastion rips off Cable's arm, and then he's like, now I'm
Right.
Ultra Bastion.
Right.
And then he flies up, and then we had this awesome fight between Rogue and him.
So good. Rogue is just a
thunderclapping.
Right.
Like,
God, she's just punching him through the cosmos, or not through the cosmos, but just to the moon.
they go to the blue area of the moon.
Yeah. Another great because
shows up.
Right. Love that little cameo there, but she's just mercilessly punching the shit out of this guy, and that's what Rogue does. She'll just punch the shit out of you. That's not good enough. She'll punch you harder. That's Rogue.
We had so many cool moments.
Oh, and then she did the thunderclap, and just
yeah, we had Sunspot fighting him and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. And then, so what was great about that fight when it shows from like the view from Times Square, and you just see like all this shit going up in the sky. That's phenomenal. It was so good. With they did a good job at showing the battle from the different angles. Like here it is from the street level. Here it is from like the mid tier. Holy shit! Here's Rogue, and Sunspot. Holy shit!
And then we had Cyclops. I mean, get into a beam battle with him. And
oh shit!
And turns it on and like. Yeah, it was awesome. That's what I mean. They gave each character a moment to shine. It was Nightcrawler teleporting around him, and then he grabs him.
Yeah.
They were holding their own though. But then they kind of basically, the other X-Men join them because like Beast is piloting a Sentinel.
Yeah,
and they're like, "Hey guys."
I'm here somehow.
Well, it made sense.
I know.
They were trying to figure out how to get up
there.
Yeah,
I know. They figured it out. Beast to the beast. That's what Beast does.
But then they had the moment where they're like, nah, because we find out like his mom basically didn't want him to join Xavier. Xavier was like, hey, you should join my school. And then they're like, we're gonna do what we said. And they all stand down. And they're like, nah, dude, let's just be friends. Which you can take it either way. Some people I imagine were like, what, why?
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, I do see their point of view.
Right.
So they decide to stand down, but then Asteroid M goes up. So then we had another cool like combo moment, like them all trying to slow the asteroid and everything like that.
So good.
Yeah, like freaking Jean like funnels the thing, and
What
then
was
Storm
Storm doing the?
uses the ice
Yep.
to like
Ah,
like the wind and stuff like that.
so good.
Um, trying to think, how did it? They did prevent it from
So
going. Do you
they, they
remember?
they ruptured like some power
No,
core or something, and it
because he
caused
was.
like an
I thought he was
implosion.
gonna blast his way out, but they were like, then like Hank's like, by the way, science to the rescue. And then yeah,
I
they
love
managed
Hank.
to
Hank is great.
they managed to blow it up, but then they all get time displaced is the big ending.
Right.
So a lot of things happen here. What's her name? Fuck. Lady Asaka.
I,
Brain.
I didn't know her name either.
No, but she says it. That's what she's the head of. God damn it. Rachel Summers though is known as Mother something.
Mm.
Mother Sonic. Ascani. Thank Jesus Christ. Mother Ascani. So okay, do you know who this character is?
No.
All right. Do you know who Rachel Summers is?
Is that a daughter of Scott and Jean Grey?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had Days of Future Past.
Yeah.
Rachel Summers is their daughter from that timeline.
Okay.
So they sent back Kitty Pryde.
Right.
In that whole storyline.
Right.
And then to prevent that future. They prevented that future.
Okay.
Why am I still here? Why does the world still suck?
Oh. Okay.
Oh, because you can't do that.
Okay.
Well, every time you do that, you make like a what if universe.
Right. Okay.
So they just created a what if universe. And so she's the daughter of them from an alternate universe that doesn't exist.
Okay.
And alternate timeline, I guess.
Okay.
So then she goes. So then for a while she went back in the comics. She went back and hung out in modern times. She became a member of Excalibur.
Mm. What's her power?
So,
What's her thing?
Oh God, I don't even know. She's telekinetic, telepathy, time travel.
Oh.
She's ultra powerful, like
Okay.
her mom.
Okay.
And remember we were talking about Hyperstorm Week. She marries. It's her and Franklin's child, not Hope. But anyway, so yeah, she's powerful. So what we're seeing is the alpha and omega of Apocalypse. So they're clearly next season's all about Apocalypse.
Right.
So because we see that's what Mother Asani. She's in the future. She's leading the Asani warriors or whatever, Ascani, against Apocalypse, and they got Nathan with them.
Right.
As a child, and they're like Nathan, and like and so that's both their kids technically,
Right.
and then we also got to see them in the past,
Right.
which is before back when he was
In Summoner. Yeah.
in Summoner, Apocalypse,
Right.
And yeah, it looks like they were helping him out there.
Oh, and Beast.
So,
Beast ended it perfectly.
how did he end
He's
it?
like, "Oh, good heavens," or something like that. Or my word.
And then we got to see modern, and this is something
Apocalypse.
I predicted ages ago in the post-credit scene. Apocalypse walks up and he holds up Gambit's card and he talks about death and stuff like that. So you're like, oh, clearly Gambit's going to be death, like I said.
Right.
So yeah,
I forgot he was an archangel, wasn't he? Gambit of Apocalypse. Like he was brought back as like an evil something, right? Through Apocalypse.
Yeah, he was death.
Yeah. Okay.
There's horsemen are death, war, famine, and what is it? Pestilence.
Yeah.
And so Archangel was death for a while.
Yeah.
And he brings Gambit back, and Gambit becomes death.
Because it's one of his horsemen. Okay. God, I forgot all about this. Like it's all like crammed way back there, and it's just kind of like slowly oozing out. But anyway,
So the big reveal is the next season is going to be all about Apocalypse. The big question, though, who time displaced the X-Men?
So, God, I wonder if they'll find a way to explain it through Deadpool and Hojo, or was it Mojo? I don't know.
Mojo?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Why would Deadpool?
No, because we haven't seen. Because Deadpool's supposed to bring the
They're not allowed
X-Men
to
into
use Deadpool.
Oh, they're not. Oh, that's
no. He's off limits.
Oh, really? Oh, shit. No, then never mind then. Uh, maybe a Fantastic Four character.
Time displaced him? I don't know. I think it's gonna be something like it's gonna tie in
It has to
to
tie into
Apocalypse.
something, right?
And maybe like how did what's his name, Nathan, end
Mm,
up in the far flung future and not Bishop's future?
right.
And then also we had Bishop talking to Forge, like we'll be friends.
Mm,
So there's been some timey wimey wobbly stuff going on.
mm. Oh,
Who
you know what?
knows?
Maybe it's King. Maybe it's King.
That is a distinct possibility because Hang was
Originally slated
uh
to be the next Thanos in the MCU.
no.
Oh,
I'm talking comics.
yeah.
Kang went back in time
Mm.
and became a pharaoh and everything.
Okay.
He wanted to make, I might be getting some of this wrong, but he was tied to Apocalypse.
Okay.
He took him in and he wanted to make, because he knew how powerful he would be. So I think he was either going to be a rival or something like that, or maybe he could work with him.
Okay.
It didn't work out, and he ends up piecing out. But yeah, so Kang, that is an excellent point. It could be Kang,
Okay.
but not because of the MCU. As far as I know, this has nothing to do with the MCU.
I know, Call Frosty. I know.
Um, I know some people don't know, so I'm just letting people know.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of comments and stuff about this on Twitter saying similar stuff to what you just said,
Mm.
and then like, yeah. So that's basically we're gonna see them. Who the question is who time displaced them, and then where does this lead? I mean, obviously this is gonna lead to Apocalypse.
Right.
Like I said, we're seeing the ending and beginning of Apocalypse.
Mm.
So the one thing I think we probably will see is Strife.
Oh, refresh me.
Strife is Apocalypse cloning Cable
Yeah. Okay.
because of the potential power he has.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's that character. So
Okay.
he has the silver armor with the thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could see him. And then obviously they've been introducing a lot of other characters. So I am wondering if they're smart, they're going to capitalize on this. Bring back 90s Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe do an AVX down the road. Something like don't
I would love to see an
overdo it.
AVX. AVX would be phenomenal.
Yeah, don't overdo it, but like do it. Yeah, 90s Spider-Man. Bring that back. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Give it a
Spider-Man
break. But
1980.
bring back all of them. Just do it
Yeah, I don't. I think they got to do it
incrementally.
sparingly.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Just
Uh,
Disney, treat all of your properties moving forward with the same love and handling as X-Men 97, please.
Yeah, totally.
Please.
Also,
Oh.
I don't know whatever he did wrong, but you should bring back.
Good God, it's so good. And every time you think it gets good, it gets better. And then it keeps getting better. And then it somehow manages to keep getting better. It gets a little pacey towards the end, but it's fine because like it's all led up to that big fight.
Well, what I want to do is I want to go sit down and watch this as one episode.
Right.
This is a 3-part episode.
Right.
So how cool must it be if you just watch it as one? So I might do that at some point.
That'll be good. Anyway,
But
shut up and take our money.
Yeah, yeah, it was amazing.
Here, so I want to give us time to do some pitches. Do you want to dive into our alien pitches next, and then just say whatever time we have left for Battle Nerds?
Yeah, okay, we can.
Yeah, that'll be
All
better.
right, so well, you can do our intro.
Yeah, we'll do the intro.
Well,
So,
by the way, just let us know what you guys think of X-Men 97. What your theories are. I'd love to hear them. Who you think time displaced him is the big one, and what you're looking forward to seeing. And would you like to see 90 Spider-Man? Or is there another show that you like? I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, bring back EMH."
right.
I mean, I agree, but like, I would rather see a 90 Spider-Man.
Right.
But anyway,
Oh, but
yeah.
one thing really quick. This show did make me like Jubilee. It did get me to like
she
Jubilee.
had a cool moment.
She had cool moments. I never hated. I've never disliked any of the characters of the X-Men. I've just had characters that I just didn't like more than others. I never really liked Jubilee that much. Like I just never liked her that much. This
If
show,
all you really know of her was the show, though, she was the useless character.
yeah. But
Um,
they made her cool now. I mean, if
she always, they've made her cool, and then they've failed at making her cool.
Right.
They're for a while they're like, what if we make her a vampire? And I'm like, that's dumb. But anyway, let's move on.
Uh,
uh,
but
you
anyways,
go ahead.
yeah. So we are the pitch nerds. We like to take properties, franchises, and give our own creative takes on it to see if we can, I don't know, come up with something good. We have pitched many things. We've pitched Star Wars. We pitched RoboCop. We've done all sorts of things. Today we are doing Aliens, or the Alien universe, the Xenomorphs, all that fun stuff. We haven't pitched anything in a while, so it's good to sort of get back to
it's something we do probably. We do it maybe every 6 weeks or so, maybe every 2 months. Pitching, yeah, but we have done a lot of them.
We have done a lot.
I really enjoy doing
Gremlins,
Aliens.
He-Man,
Yeah,
my
also
goodness. Ghostbusters, StarCraft.
yeah, Star Wars was our first one. We did Mario.
Oh yeah,
Mario existed as not the character, but the movie.
So
Anyway, yeah, we decided to do Aliens. I'm really excited. I rewatched Aliens for Behold Nerds. I don't know if we'll have time to get to that, but
I mean, we can sort of rope it into our stories if you want.
I'd rather give it a moment. That's such a good film.
It is a phenomenal film. All right, that's fine.
Anyway, so do you want to go first?
Yeah, so I'll go first because I didn't scribble out into full detail like I've done in the past, but I have sort of like the archetype for what I would call like a cool alien film. As for longtime viewers know, one of my favorite shows ever is Exo Squad, and there's an episode where Sergeant Torres, who's sort of like their she's like their badass character. She's cool. She gets stranded on Mars, and she happens upon
and her exosuit has a sword.
No. She's got the fist, and it's got like blades on
it.
it.
It doesn't have a blade that comes.
Yeah. It's got blades. It's not a sword, but it's like a bladed fist.
It's a blade. I saw her cut a freaking thing in.
Yeah, it's a bladed fist.
I had the toy and everything.
Oh, the toys are cool.
What's a blade strike?
So the premise was she is marooned on Mars, and she happens upon some exo scouts, and they're in their sort of janky, kid-friendly E-frames, and they have to escape the Neo-Sapien compound, and it's her trying to... It's almost like a Lord of the Flies type thing, so I wanted to sort of take that and apply it to Alien, where you have... maybe have some type of incident like LV-426 happen. This is going to be like a sequel to that, if you could write it well, but I'd have it be its own separate thing where there's been another alien outbreak, or a xenomorph outbreak on another Weyland-Yutani facility. The Marines go in, same thing. Marines go in, holy shit. So save who we can and get out. But tell the aftermath where one of the Marines was left behind, and it's him now trying to figure out how to escape the facility. And when he's trying to escape, he discovers a group of kids. Kids make the best survivors in all these fucking movies. Period.
Because they're the innocent.
Right, but I think...
and also you guarantee your own death.
Right.
If you threaten the innocent.
Right.
So that's the rule.
Right. So have it be a situation where you have this Marine befriending, and it can be just pick a Marine. I didn't give the main character any thought. Just a Marine. Pick a gender, pick a style, pick a flavor. I don't care. Here's a Marine, grizzled Marine, trying to babysit some kids, trying to escape the situation. You can have it sort of be like a, trying to tickle a little bit at the paternal issue type thing. They're going against some xenomorphs that were still present after the initial squad left the area after the big evacuation. So what I'm thinking is they're trying to set a beacon back off to whatever ship to alert them, hey, there's still people down here. We're here with kids. Come and get us. And they're having to duck and deal through xenomorphs and trying to crawl through tunnels and have kids die. Oh my goodness! A good movie is a movie where children die. And good Skippy, I want my movie to have children getting ripped apart by a xenomorph because they're animals. They're indiscriminate. And
I don't know, man.
I mean, sorry, it's indiscriminate. It's an alien bug. We are the lesser species. But here's the thing. So, I mean, not have them all be butchered, but have a couple of them get picked off just to illustrate the horrors of the xenomorph. But you know what? That's not the true villain of the movie, because at some point, Weyland-Yutani is going to come down and retrieve the kids, and you think everything is going to be hunky-dory, but you come to find out they're going to treat them as if they're infected with a xenomorph, and they start experimenting on them. And you can have it where the main character somehow breaks free and manages to fight their way through the ship to free the kids, and they can commandeer the thing and actually get away. But have Weyland-Yutani be like the greater villain, as they usually are, and have them give the false hope of, oh shit, we're being rescued, to no, you guys have been down here for so long, we don't know if you've been exposed. We're going to, do evil corporation things. Yeah, that's about it.
I
think it'd be cool to sort of.
But so, is there going to be an E-frame in it though? Like,
no. So you could, I don't want to be derivative of Aliens with the power loader, but what I was thinking is give it almost like the movie Hook, where you have just these weird contraptions that these kids came up with that somehow work.
Oh, okay.
Like treat it more like that. Everything is very improvisation and very ramshackle, but it's all what they have. They're kids. Like what more do they know? So they can find clever little ways through kid ingenuity to take out the xenomorphs, and that's cool because they touched on that with Newt in Aliens, which is a cool concept. Because how did this fucking kid, survive this long with nothing? And why did you put her in charge? It's like, shut up, Hudson. So toy with that. I think kids make the best survivors, and
well, yeah, like I said, it's the innocent
right
aspect of the characters.
Right.
Okay. No, it sounds cool. I'd watch it. Have it focus on kids, and like you said, have one Marine. I'm guessing the Marine's going to end up dying, sacrificing himself to protect the children.
Yeah.
You gotta have that.
You gotta have that.
Okay. So here's what I came up with. So, Jesus.
He have his undivided attention. That was his face hugger impersonation.
Yeah. So, just chill out, dude. Seriously. He's been like a nightmare.
Release me, father. I crave violence.
He's been out. He just wants attention. He's got food. He's been out. He's had everything. Stuck it. Just. Anyway, so fade in. I don't know. Like the year 930 AD, maybe.
Okay.
Scandinavia.
Okay.
There's like we meet some like tribe of Vikings. They're coming back from a raid. They're these powerful warriors. They're feasting and all that kind of stuff, and they're celebrating. Some of the younger ones are like, "Hey, we should go check out, maybe we can see some of the cool stuff they stole, and like looted." And as they went out, because they would go out and attack Christians and stuff like that, and all that. Anyway, so
the real victims.
Yeah. So the they went. So these younger ones, like, they run out and then they see like falling star, and they're like, oh cool. So they run over there, and then like, it's like a predator ship.
Oh shit.
They managed to they're like trying to mess with stuff. They like, the predator is super dead.
Okay.
Like just dead. There's nothing really usable. But they find like these containers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "What are these?" And then like all of a sudden, and then anyway, they wake up and they're like they like later,
Mm.
and they're like, "Oh yeah, these fucking things weren't tough enough for us Vikings, I guess." And they're like, "Yeah," and they're stabbing at the fucking dead things, badass. Anyway, they come back to the village, and and they're like, they get yelled at, "Where were you?" That kind of shit. And but then yeah, like of course what happens, and then like
Right.
so all of a sudden this like old Viking town is getting taken over by xenomorphs. People are getting dragged away. I imagine we have a cool scene where they're like, "Rah," and then they try and charge him, and they get ripped apart.
The
Anyway.
acid just burns through the shields and shit.
Yeah. But like, they're maybe a couple of them get in some hits.
Yeah. Well, you have to reveal the acid blood. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
They get in a good cleave, and all of a sudden the splash damage hits with the dude on the shield. And it's like,
I'm taking acid into account.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, so one of the characters, my main character that the story is following, her name is Andorra Waylin Dottitir.
Sure. You see what he did there? Holy fuck. Yeah.
Anyway, so she basically like she goes and she finds the alien ship, and I looked this up. I guess there's arguments as to what created the xenomorphs. Obviously, we had Prometheus, which implied the engineers plus humans, but there's also things in the comics where it was could have been the predators as like a way as they created them as an engineered hunting thing.
Right.
So there's all sorts of theories on this. I went with that idea. So he's transporting some embryos for potential hunting.
I think that's a more interesting idea. Be hunting things for the predator. That's cool.
Yeah. So, but she's looking at this ship and she's like, trying, and then she finds like some like predator art or whatever, and it looks like he's using an alien head as a shield, and then it looks like he's using the tail as a spear.
Okay.
So she finds one of the dead aliens and she uses its own tail to cut off the head, and then she makes a spear. So now she's got a shield that can deal with the acid and a spear that she can stab them with.
Nice.
And so basically the story is like, it evolves into her basically lighting the town on fire. She's trying to save it. It gets down to her versus like the alien queen. The alien queen's trying to like, "Oh shit, I'm losing all my babies. I'm gonna run out of the town." And then she's like, "No, you don't!" Like, stabs it through the head, and then it's like, throws her down. We get this awesome battle, acid blood, and then like, finally though, like she defeats her. She's lost like her whole town and everything, except for like a couple of people, and they're like, "We will call you Shield Maiden." Boom, first shield maiden ever in Viking mythology, created by fighting fucking alien. Like,
love it.
That's my idea. Like,
so I completely forgot about this. That's kind of cool if you think of it, the greater universe where humans fit in. If the xenomorphs were just a hunting a thing to help the predators just get better at hunting. Like, it kind of adds like that third layer of, I don't know, species, I guess. Just the hierarchy of things. How we're just beneath all of it. We're just, I don't know, exposed to bugs. So these fuckers can just have like a retreat to improve their hunting skills. That's how badass they are. They can easily defeat us, but they choose to honorably like power scale themselves down. Like. Yeah. That's super cool. That's there's a lot to play with there. Like that.
Well, see, then I was thinking though a later one, like you could have like eventually the predators are like, well, what happened to that guy bringing her embryos over?
Yeah.
And then their ship lands, and then they're like, and then she's like, yeah, I'm ready to hunt with you guys. And so then she shows up with the shield and the thing, and then they like recognize her as one of their own. And then so she goes out to get trophies of her own.
That's fucking
and
cool.
she ends up traveling around with the predators.
That's fucking cool.
That would be part.
That's fucking cool. Anyways, what did everybody think of our pitches? Shut up and take my money for Mr. Frosty's. I liked yours.
I like yours a lot too. Like I like the idea. You did kind of like the more classic, like confined. Oh shit, there's aliens everywhere.
Yeah.
Whereas like I did this like I took a human and I made it a predator, but a Viking
you know what's
predator.
cool? You could, because I'm guessing, where's your location? Where's your setting? Is it going to be in like some mountains?
Scandinavia.
Yeah, so mountains, snow, just.
Probably near a port because they're Vikings. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be like cold north. They'd have, they'd have like their ships nearby and all that kind of thing. So it'd be along the coast. But yeah, and then like I imagine her as just this like 6-foot badass. Like, I mean, I would want her to be attractive, but not like super attractive. You know what I mean? Like Sigourney Weaver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like not like saying she's not attractive or anything, but you know what I mean. I don't want her to be like this like sexual eye candy. I want her to be this like badass like
Right.
And then but like and like blonde hair, like your classic kind of Viking character. But that's how I saw her in my head when I was writing her.
Okay, so I came up with how I'm going to kill off 2 of the children. So this is going to be, it's going to recapture the scene where Bishop's trying to bear crawl slowly to the terminal so he can activate the thing. So sort of have a similar scene like that where 2 kids have to go and activate this thing. And kind of take from Rogue One where the dude has to get to the terminal to activate the thing, to do the thing, and he gets killed. Like, have it be the Rogue One moment, and that's like the greater sacrifice where it's like, oh shit. Like, do something like that. Pick any kids. Just, this is an intentional blank slate for you to insert whatever.
Goonies.
Right. Like Goonies. But, maybe kill off Data at the end because he's there with his oil slick shoes, and then the current takes him, and holy shit, Data's gone! Hey. Actually,
I would like to see a predator, an alien. Whoop.
Everybody gets one.
Anyway,
so
we got about 15
So
minutes
I have a topic. It's sort
we got
of
2 topics left though. That's the only.
Oh yeah. So
Battle Nerds and Behold Nerds.
Yeah.
Do you want to do? Let's do Battle Nerds. I think probably because like.
No, we can do Behold Nerds because we're coming off the.
All right, fair.
Yeah.
I just think that like breaking up the reviews, but yeah, okay.
Because we're already talking about
Nerds
Alien anyways, so.
We'll save Battle Nerds for next week, but if you tune in, that's going to be an interesting one. Han Solo versus Superman.
Oh yeah.
I got Han Solo. Cap's got Superman. I will announce the winner of last week by one fucking Facebook vote is Vader.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Whoever you are, fuck you for dropping my guy.
Oh shit. Damn, Cap is down.
So Cap's down, so Vader goes on with 2 wins. I just imagine him being like, "Oh, too easy."
Yeah. I mean, Vader is a beast, though. I mean, I had to power creep up Captain America.
I know, but I mean, it was Soldier Supreme versus Vader. I was with Soldier Supreme, but anyway.
Right.
So Behold Nerds. So Behold Nerds is our weekly book club. We take turns picking movies, TV shows, comics, whatever, to review. This week we chose the classic Aliens as opposed to the original Alien. This is one of those times where I think a sequel defeats the prequel in quality. Did you ever hear about the pitch for this movie?
Maybe.
What's the
refresh me. James Cameron?
name? James Cameron, yeah.
Yep.
So he went into a meeting and he wrote the word alien.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And then they're like, okay. And then he added the
S. Yeah.
And they're like, oh shit. Anyway, so Aliens.
Yep.
So this picks up after the first one. In my opinion, this really is the end of the Alien franchise. They all kind of went downhill after this.
Yeah, I don't acknowledge Alien 3. It was
Yeah, I know, but then like also everybody died in Alien 3, and it's like so all these characters that like
unceremonious.
did
Like
survive.
it was okay.
Yeah.
You know what Alien 3 was? Alien 3 was the Rise of Skywalker before it was cool. Like it took everything that was set up and then it just said, no, we're going to subvert expectations. We already had gun-toting space battle. We can't do that twice. Let's take away all those toys. Well, we had all these cool characters. We
Fine
can't.
with that. What I'm saying is like, but all the like the characters just being killed.
Yeah,
That was my issue.
Right, but that's sort of what happened with that movie. With the third one, is that the director, whoever made it, wasn't sure where to take the franchise, so he wanted to bring it back to like the small scale with the prison and remove the weapons and have, because they had weapons in the first in Alien, just a
No,
little
no,
bit.
no. I understand all that, but you could do that without killing those characters off.
Well, right, exactly.
Because, I mean, think of Alien. It ended, and she was back on Earth,
Right.
I assume, or wherever she was. And then this movie starts, and it picks up, and she's like, she has a job working on the docks.
Right.
You know, like or the warehouse or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why she knows how to use a power loader.
Right.
And that's my point. Like, you could have still done Alien 3, but you didn't have to just like shit on aliens.
Right.
And that was you just have to have a reason for her to be there. Be like, oh yeah, you know, I don't know. She encounters them. I don't know, something. I would have worked harder at that rather than murdering characters.
It's the Rise of Skywalker. I'm telling you.
But they didn't murder anybody though.
But this is the same sort of
my issue.
archetype. Right. No, I get it. It's so. Anyways, enough of Alien 3. But going back to Aliens, what version did you watch? Did you watch the super extended cut or the classic?
I don't
cut?
know. Whatever was on Max.
Oh, okay.
So that one.
Okay.
I loved it though. I mean, it's been a long time. I will say, if I'm comparing, I don't know. I do think Alien was scarier
Yes.
throughout the thing.
Well, because they're two different movies.
Yeah, they are two different movies. But towards the second half, this one starts off with the scary part of them, like, you know,
Right.
Oh shit. And you're like, oh, I know this is gonna happen.
Right.
And then, you know, the game over, man.
Game over.
You know, yeah, all that stuff. So, like, yeah, it starts off that way, but then it quickly kind of becomes more like a Jurassic Park.
Right.
But,
That's a good way to
where
compare it.
It's still like, oh, but it's, yeah, there's shit out there that's gonna kill us. Okay,
Right.
you
Hunker
go
down.
do this.
Right.
I gotta go do this. Oh, someone got stolen. Now I gotta rescue them.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's more of that, but
Right.
it's excellent. This is like it's the Jurassic Park.
So,
of the
did you
alien.
know that James Cameron filmed the scene with all of them at the dinner table at the very end because he wanted them to have built up all that camaraderie throughout the filming, just to have it feel more organic during that scene? That's brilliant. That's fucking. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, and they did the correct like thing, you know, where the theme in Alien has always been the Wayland, whatever
Utani.
Utani, yeah, their umbrella.
Yeah. Evil Incorporated.
And then we had the one guy, and you know, like, oh, he was gonna infect her and then sneak them across.
Yeah.
and,
Burke.
Yeah, and Paul Reiser's
God
character.
damn it, Burke!
Yeah, and you hate him. He's a slime
He's just a
bag.
worm. Ugh. But he's so good. Like all.
Yeah.
So my favorite's Vasquez. I love Vasquez. I love Vasquez and Drake with the smart guns, which is probably one of my favorite sci-fi guns. It's not about the power, because there are more powerful guns. This one's just cool because you have this eyeball thing and the bullet goes to where you're targeting regardless of where. Like it's cool, and it's just this mounted thing.
It's cool. Like,
It's a
I
cool
had an
fucking
issue
gun.
with the breakdown of the chain of command. Like, this is the one thing that I bugged me in the movie. They're like, oh shit, they can't fire their guns in there. This is a big deal.
Right.
They made a big point of that. So they said, let's switch to fire, and then he's like, yeah, you need to give him all your. Why not just explain? Hey, if you guys shoot, you'll blow everybody to shit. You fire only.
Right.
Then I get, then they wouldn't have hidden their gear, but it's just such a stupid decision
Yeah.
not to
Explain it to
explain
them.
that.
Right.
And yeah, and then like, yeah, I hate stuff like that. But that's it. That's my only criticism of the whole film, which is
Well,
minor.
I mean, that was sort of the incompetence of Gorman, right? That was the guy's
I
name.
guess you're right.
That's his incompetence, and that's he was. So I think in the extended version, he was explained as being like sort of new-ish. I think
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
sure where I'm pulling this from, but
they say in the movie, they say how many jumps have you made, and he said something like 30 something, and then they're like simulated.
yeah, simulated.
And then he's like, how many have you done? And he's like, two.
Two.
This is number two. Yeah.
So
yeah,
clearly
you know
inexperience or
yeah,
ill-experience.
that is a good point. I didn't consider it.
But see,
just,
to me, that's part of the storytelling is that this guy's
no.
clearly
I
incompetent.
get you. I concede the point. You're absolutely right. I'm
But
just saying,
I also think it's defiant as fuck for Vasquez and Drake to be like, nah, fuck this puto. Here, if shit goes down, we're going to be the ones to save your asses. Like, that's cool. I love that defiance that they had. But you know, it turns out. But see, there was repercussions.
Very, like they're very chain of command, and the fact that their sergeant said this is what you're going to do, and then they just this
didn't explain. No, so you know, I never thought of it like that.
Like I understand that you're saying he's incompetent and new, but like that's really incompetent. Like, how did he get his position?
Right.
Because then like you would just imagine like they're a military outfit, just like new intel coming in. You know, if you guys fire, you're gonna ignite, and Roger that. So
Right.
everybody, listen, we can't do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're supposed to be these elite military.
Yeah.
units.
You know what? I never thought of it that way. So
Yeah.
you now put that brainworm in my head, but I can forgive it because there was ramifications because they did end up rupturing the fucking thing. But that's what inevitably led to the meltdown. So like,
I thought it was the ship crashing into it that did it.
no, I always assumed that it was them firing off their guns and shit. I always assumed it was that.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I don't know.
But yeah,
Actually, no. Maybe I think it was the ship. I think you might be.
Yeah,
right.
because they crashed.
The ship crashed, and then they're back at
then
the
they
thing.
say like, oh, the damage from the ship is too extensive. There's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff I noticed because I've watched Aliens
Mm.
a long time ago. I haven't seen it in forever. There's a lot of stuff I noticed. I really enjoyed. Obviously the scene that everybody's favorite is the get away from her, you bitch. And then she shows up in the power loader and fighting her and stuff like that. And it's so weird because like I remember talking to Phone or Joe and like we're playing an Alien video game.
Mm.
And I'm like, check it out, dude. It's the power loader. They have it in the background.
Mm.
He's like, the what? And I'm like, the power loader. What? I
Oh,
hate
Joe.
you.
Oh, Joe.
What was funny is I had to like beg him to play this game with me.
Mm.
And like he was like, I don't like Alien, like but he doesn't even know it well enough to know that there's a power loader in it. So like yeah, and then like the greatest
That's
one too. But anyway, did you ever wonder this though? Remember when we were kids?
Mm.
Like, God, it must have been the '90s, maybe the '80s. I don't know. But they would have They would have toy
The
sets
toys for the.
or movies that we shouldn't be watching.
I vividly remember the commercials for Aliens. Send in the Marines. Aliens.
And then there's the thing that all of them fear, the power loader. And then
like,
and then
God, we had some cool fucking toys.
This isn't how the movie went down. The military don't use those. They use those as docking things.
Right. That confused the hell out of me when I was younger. So when I was a kid, there was like a cartoon version of Police Academy. There was a cartoon version of just like RoboCop, for example. That's another one where there was like kid-friendly. There was never an alien cartoon, but there was definitely like toys for aliens, and they were releasing them at Target. Like they've been out forever. The old '90s toys is repackaged.
Yeah, and the nerd section.
Yeah, in the nerd section.
I like the little nerd section in Target.
Yeah, it's fun.
Every time I go, I'm like, no, you don't understand. We gotta go look at the nerd stuff.
Right.
Like, I don't necessarily buy any of it.
It's
but
just
I
fun to look at.
imagine myself buying it.
Right.
You know? But yeah.
So
as far as Aliens, though, like,
yeah,
this movie's fantastic.
So I saw the extended version, and what does the extended version add that the theatrical doesn't have? It sort of touches more into Ripley's daughter, because of how they travel and whatnot. Like, her daughter is like 90 something years old and just, elderly woman. And actually, if you play the Alien Survivor game, holy shit, is that a phenomenal game, number one? But you're actually playing.
Don't really have to like hold your breath and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh god.
I don't do well with anxiety games.
Oh, that game. Oh god, that game gave me the fucking willies, dude. Holy shit.
I know, but I don't do well in those. Like it's like Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm just waiting for that thing to pop out.
Like I've never played a game that has given me that much anxiety before in my life, and it was phenomenal. Like, even down to like how the music would intensify with the violin getting really intense whenever a xenomorph would be by. Oh my goodness! And plus, the thing learned from your strategies. So there was a time where I thought I had gotten around it, and I went to go open up like the big bay doors, and the moment they opened, it was just standing there waiting for me. I'm like, oh. And once you see it, like, you're dead. It's insta kill. Like, you can. Yeah. So, anyways,
that's what I mean. It follows like Five Nights at Freddy's is the same, not the same, because obviously you're not playing the game,
right?
But it's got that same kind of like you're playing a different style game, but it's to protect yourself. Somebody's gonna jump out and to kill you,
right?
And I don't enjoy that experience in my gaming world.
Oh, see, I love it. It's so
fair enough.
But anyways,
I remember watching a reviewer play it, and she got scared to just go down this dark hallway, and so she stopped playing long before the aliens even showed up.
But the game does such a good job at capturing the atmosphere of Alien. Alien, to me, to make a good Alien movie, you need to have the atmosphere, and. What's the atmosphere? Either a good sci-fi action or like a good confined like survival horror with this thing just being a bug, just doing its thing. But anyways, with the extended version, they had this scene where they had these mounted turrets. They put it in strategic portions of this hallway, and it's a cool scene. I can see why they would take it out, but it's them watching the computers and just watching the xenomorphs throwing themselves down this hallway, and you just see the ammunition just ticking down, and it just nothing stops them. And it's just, you think that the waves are done, but then they'll keep pressing, and you just it's just one of those tense scenes where it's just holy shit, like we're running out of ammo. Shit, we're running out of ammo. Shit, fuck. So it was right before they breached the room where they go and peek up and they take out Hudson. It was right. It was right before that, because they're trying to prevent that from happening. So, God, the xenomorphs are fucking awesome.
They're cool. Yeah. I also like how they change based on the creature that they in and all that. Yeah, that's what I mean. It kind of makes sense that the it's created them. So, I don't know. What do you got to do? Do you have 15 minutes? You just want to power through
we can chat for about 15 more minutes. Let's do it.
All right. So, Battle Nerds. Like I said last week, our winner was Vader. So this, it's Shut Up and Take My Money, by the way, on Aliens.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Let us know what your thoughts are. So this is our game where we take. We had 100 iconic characters on the list. We pitch them against each other each week in a battle. See who wins. And then if they lose, they're taken off the list. One day we'll get the coming up soon. We'll have to do like a season 2 or something.
I think Ultraman needs to be on the next list.
All right, we'll combine it together.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this week we random roll the character. So hilarious matchup: Han Solo versus Superman.
Yes.
I got Han Solo. Cap's got Superman. We can pick whichever version we want.
Yeah.
Which version of Superman are you going with?
I am just gonna go, for the sake of ease, I'm gonna go with just the animated series Superman.
Oh, okay, bummer. You
I mean,
throw my whole argument off.
I mean, I can go just like an amalgam of Superman, if you will.
I was just thinking Superman, like comic book Superman.
Yeah,
not
Infinite
Frontier, where he's like,
right. Oh, okay. So
like,
just like an amalgam Superman. You have his basic set of powers.
yeah, like 252 or something.
Yeah, everybody knows Superman. So you're kind of the underdog on this one, and I've actually thought about more on how Han Solo could beat Superman.
You shouldn't do that because I've already got that. That's my job.
I know, but because I like Han Solo, so I'm trying to think it out. So
I got it. I figured this out.
Okay. Okay, so let's say Han Solo. You set the scene. Let's hear it.
Well, okay, I imagine this is why Han Solo defeats Superman.
Okay.
So somehow we've got to get Han to
DC
modern era Earth or reverse.
I think reverse
I
would be
imagine
easier.
Han somehow gets time displaced, and then like, oh shit, and then like, you know, because it's modern DC Earth,
Right.
they're like Batman's like, hold on, we got something kind of break in our airspace,
Right.
and then like someone, and then like Han's like, oh shit, Chewie, and then he gets sent against a pew 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 pew, and there's like this, you know, fighting some superheroes is kind of cool,
Yeah.
and then he's like, Chewie, let's get out of here. And then Superman's like, no, this has got to end.
Right.
So they punch it into hyperspace. And then, like, Superman, as we said before, is
He's just
flying
matching
backwards
speed
in
with the Falcon in
time with
hyperspace.
them. And he's just like, you down. And then they're like, what do we do? And he's like, and then, like, Han Solo's like, I got an idea. Like, are we near the blah, blah, blah sector? He's like, yeah. So then they, pew, all of a sudden, Star Destroyer. So, like, pew, 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 pew. Superman's like, what the hell is this? And then like one of them, and he's like, what the hell? Flies in, and so they ditch him. They ditch him.
Okay.
They let him fight the Star Destroyer.
Okay.
So they bounce out.
Okay.
So they're like down there, and they're like somewhere, and then like Superman's like he follows their trail or whatever.
Right. He follows
then,
their ion signature or some nonsense.
Something,
Yeah.
you know, he uses super senses.
Yeah.
I can see him doing it. And he's like, where the hell am I? What's going on?
Right.
I somehow went through this like weird hyperspace that somehow time displaced us between our selective universes.
Okay.
And now I'm in a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Okay.
Because if he jumps back to Earth, it's like not the Earth he knew. He's a long time ago.
Right.
So he flies
True.
back, follows Solo. What's going on here, Solo? Solo's like, yeah, sure, I'll explain everything. I'm out of here. Ditches him again somehow, but I could see him pulling this off.
He can pull this off. So that was actually okay. Yeah. Okay.
So he uses he distracts Superman, gets him involved. He goes, hyperspace outlook. Chewie, we got to figure this out. Like, let's go back to where he's from. So,
right.
Same sort of this time. Then that like. Now we got Han Solo. He tries to hide his ship. Now he's hanging out in the
shrubs.
DC universe, and then he starts to figure stuff out. Starts being a smuggler.
Right.
Maybe a little while goes by. He figures out that like kryptonite is this guy works for Luthor. He manages to get kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Then he puts it into his gun.
Yes.
Somehow makes a kryptonite blaster. Then he waits for Superman to show up. Superman finally on his tail. He's just sitting there in the bar, and he's like, yeah. Boom, shoots him. Superman doesn't even get a chance to say anything. So Superman's like, And then, like, Han grabs him, and he's like, I want you to know that I was the one that did this. I could have fired again and again and again, but I didn't. I beat you. And then he's like, and Chewie's there. He's like, I could have him rip your arms off right now, but I know you're a good dude. I'm just a guy trying to get by. Like, you should bounce out the Empire. They're your guys. And so with the power of friendship, they join forces, but he still technically won because he fired the thing at him. And then Superman goes and fights the Empire and saves the day with Han Solo. The end.
You know what's funny is that is about 75% of exactly what my argument was for Han Solo to beat to beat Superman.
Well, why can Superman beat Han Solo?
Let's see here. I'm going to use my laser vision from orbit while you're chilling in the cantina. There you go. I will, as I'm matching speed with.
You probably wouldn't kill him.
I know, but I mean, if it's a death battle.
No, you gotta unkill Han Solo. not kill him,
I
but
know.
like bring him to justice. Be like, oh, there you
Yeah.
go, Warden.
Oh,
Hopefully
so you okay?
Oh,
So Han Solo thinks he can try to avoid Superman with the hatches in the Falcon, with the little cubby spaces that he uses for smuggling. He doesn't know that Superman can see through everything. So as he's trying to, oh shit, we saw this. Several of the escape pods have been jettisoned. Perhaps, they got away or some shit. But, Superman doesn't fall for that shit. Superman, I see you tucking your knees in that fucking compartment, you weenie. Here, you're in hyperspace. I'm going to stop your ship with my pinky, and then, you're going to, ow, hit your head on a pipe, because, the gravitational dampeners need a moment to adjust the sudden, and then Superman takes Han Solo to justice. The end.
get him, Chewie.
Like Han Solo's trying to steal. God, what's like an element? What's a thing? What's like a thing in the DC universe that would tantalize him?
What do you mean? I don't know.
What sort of like drug or thing in the DC universe?
Joker.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Joker toxin
or something.
Yeah, he's transporting some Joker venom. Yeah.
Or no, Venom, the Bane Venom,
Yeah. He's transferring venom. Yeah. Just hauling venom. Trying to make a living, Chewie.
For use in some kind of like underground galactic fighting tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Here, let's roll for the next one.
Anyway, we'll put up polls on Twitter, Facebook, as well as you can just message us here. Wherever you're watching, probably YouTube, or you can message us directly on Twitter. There's a billion ways. I think if you try hard enough, you can get our official email, but don't do that. We won't check it.
What do we have to roll under?
Oh. But yeah, let us know who you thought won the debate, and we will announce the winner next week. 14, but also you can't roll current fighters.
Keep rolling high numbers. A 9.
You got ooh, no, I can't pick him because he's fighting. Nope, you got Rogue.
Oh boy.
Rogue versus Ron Swanson. Excuse me, young lady. I think you're making a terrible mistake. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try hard on this one.
I think he would bet her for a night. Maybe.
It's not really a style.
Yeah. I don't know.
I like how he goes to a strip club and he's like, "No, I'm not really interested." And then he goes, "All day breakfast buffet," and then it's got the stripper music, but he's like flipping bacon, like hell yeah. Like, he's the coolest character. I love it. He does date Xena. I mean,
yeah. Okay. So
I don't know.
Tune in next week where Rogue will be taking on Ron Swanson, the manliest of all manly men.
But yeah, that'll be fun.
Anyways, we should probably I need to violently pee.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, for everybody who watched, thanks for watching. To all of the regulars, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. We'll have those posts linked for the Battle Nerds on our social medias, Twitter, Facebook. Let us know what you think won.
Hit the like button. That's
Smash,
cool.
Yes. Just clicky.
Also, like, feel free to like leave a comment that, like, whatever you're thinking. Like, wow, Pitch Nerds, you really jumped into our hearts. And Frosty looks like he would be a generous lover. Whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, I mean, I concur. Anyways, we'll figure out what we're pitching next in a couple weeks, and yeah.
Also, if you have suggestions, let us know.
Yeah.
We did have an idea. We were like, we'll do that next, but we always have ideas.
Yeah. Anyways, send us away, Mr. Frostman.
I mean, I already said it, but game over, man. Game over.